Well, it's safe to say that Meridian has been a very significant success for Stellar. I don't even think that I can fit everything that we saw over the last 2 days into one video. I might have to do a second video on this just because of how significant the announcements have been. But I want to go over a lot of things because number one, we did start to see XLM spike a bit. Obviously, yes, we're still following the market, so we still need Bitcoin to create higher highs and build bullish structure. I've been focused on the chart for a bit of time. I'm really hoping for us to maintain some of these lows. I drop this down a little bit, like around 37, almost 38 cents. The main thing that I'm looking at here is just some higher lows, right? Maybe chop a little bit before we get that big breakout. We've been retesting this downtrend for a few times now, actually. So this was the last time that we retested, which was on the 18th. This is during the second day of Meridian. Then the 13th, prior to that, the 14th of August, 13th, slightly on the 12th. It wasn't like a full retest. Then the 11th, and then we also had the 8th. And prior to that, we actually hit the highs back in July. So the main thing that I'm focused on is, us breaking over this trend line, clearing these highs, and then, of course, breaking back to the 2025 highs around like almost 60 plus cents. So again, right now, structure-wise on XLM, it's going to be pretty boring until we start to see Bitcoin really start to break out and the rest of the market really follow through. Yes, there has been a lot of outliers in the space moving during this time, like altcoins breaking to the upside. I want you guys to realize that it's going to be, there's always going to be some sort of altcoin that's moving while yours are sitting pretty flat. XLM will have its time again, very similar to how XRP, broke back to its 2025 highs, and it actually broke over its highs. I do expect XLM to do the same thing, and we will be targeting 70 plus cents during that time, most likely hitting $1 plus, where we do make a new all-time high on XLM, and we start to hit some significant highs. Now, how do we get there? Well, it's through some of the announcements that we saw at this year's Meridian. Let's go off of XLM real quick over on rwa.xyz. So $520, almost $2 million tied to Stellar, which is incredible to see, up about 8.5% over the last 30 days. Now, stablecoin market cap is down. However, stablecoin holders is up, and we are now sitting at about 7 stablecoins on chain for Stellar. And what's crazy about this is not even accounting for a lot of the additional stablecoins that are launching on Stellar as well. So we are about to witness a lot more growth around Stellar from tokenization value as well as stablecoin value. We could see all of the stablecoins here as well. Circle has been like the biggest one here with USDC, over $200 plus million. And then outside of that, we have the Euro stablecoin from Circle. We have MZAR, the Canadian dollar, Australian digital dollar, and then also the JP, the yen. This is a yen stablecoin. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a lot more stablecoin growth, which it kind of feels as if we are about to. At Meridian, we did get a video clip, and this is talking about stablecoin transactions and how they have reached $200 billion. And they represent only 2.4% of the $100 trillion of money moving globally. We still have a ways to go. Now, before I play this video clip, it's only about 20 seconds long, I want to go back over to stablecoins real quick because, yes, stablecoins are starting to grow in a significant way. The value tied to stablecoins in terms of market cap is up over 6+% in the last 30 days, almost $84 billion. The monthly transfer volume has been falling off a bit, and that's to be expected, especially with the market volatility. However, just looking at this, I want to go to the yearly real quick because, back in 2024, we hit about $27.3 trillion moving over stablecoins in a single year. So far this year, we're at 23.9 trillion. We still have a little bit of ways to go until the end of this year. I do think that we will make a new high on this chart. And what's crazy about that is if we compare it to 2023, right? 2023 had $9.8 trillion. From 9.8 trillion to 27.3 trillion dollars. That's an insane amount of growth for stablecoins. This market is booming. So yes, it makes a lot of sense that right now this is just the beginning. We have a lot more growth left in this market. Check it out.
200 billion sounds like a big number.
Yeah.
But is it in the vision of where this is going?
So that is a perfect question, Sam, because the answer is no, right? It's an amazing number because, if you tally it up, we get to let's say 2.4 trillion, right? But money movement globally is 100 trillion a year. That is the opportunity. We're now at 2.4%. 200 billion.
Now, when we are thinking about this opportunity, Stellar is carving their way out in this market, right? I do think that Stellar could lead in a big way here, simply because of the names that are getting added to the Stellar ecosystem list. Like, for example, PayPal. Now, yes, we heard about PYUSD, months ago. However, it's officially live. We have here PayPal's PYUSD is officially live on Stellar. That's it. That's the post. Over here, we do have from PayPal developer, PYUSD is now live on Stellar. Welcome to low fee transfers, 5-second finality, anchors for fiat ramps, and Stellar asset contract compatible contracts built for real payments. Now, we do have here that this is going to be available through PayPal as well as Venmo, and now across the Stellar ecosystem. This is how to transform everyday payments. Now, the biggest thing to focus on here is not just so much that, it's PayPal, right? This is big. Sure, it is. But let's look at the impact that this will have. Number one, right off the rip, PYUSD is expanding its reach. It's already available on all of the wallets and platforms that are available within the Stellar network. So, for example, you have all of these platforms like Bitcoin.com, Triple Cash, Decaf, Arculus, Maru, Cinco, Coca, and Lobster, as well as more, offering users a trusted stablecoin option for seamless digital payments. Now, we have down here that expanding PYUSD to the Stellar network is an exciting step towards making stable, trusted digital dollars more accessible and useful worldwide. At Bitcoin.com, our mission is to give people the tools to engage with crypto simply and securely, whether for savings, payments, or everyday transactions. By supporting PYUSD on Stellar, we're enabling our millions of users to enjoy fast, low-cost transfers while strengthening the role of stablecoins in real-world payments. And then, of course, we do have PayPal or PYUSD on Stellar helps businesses by delivering near immediate settlements and reducing friction in everyday transactions while giving smaller businesses additional access to PayFi solutions. Small and medium-sized businesses that often deal with delayed payments or upfront costs will be able to tap into real-time working capital issued in PYUSD. That funding can go towards paying suppliers, stocking inventory, or handling other operational needs with near instant settlement on Stellar. And yeah, this is incredible to see. And of course, this is fully backed one-to-one with USD deposits, US treasuries, and similar cash equivalents. And it's also regulated by the New York State Department of Financial Services. So, incredible to see. And we also have PayPal continues to be at the forefront of payments, meeting our customers where they are, online, offline, and now on-chain. Expanding PYUSD to Stellar broadens access to PYUSD and opens up new use cases and opportunities for seamless transactions for customers. Now, this is the impact. With nearly 10 million accounts and 20 billion plus total operations to date, Stellar is a proven network for innovation and payments. Open source SDKs and Sorbonne smart contracts allow developers to integrate PYUSD into financial applications, programmable payment solutions, and enterprise-grade platforms, unlocking opportunities that extend beyond everyday transactions. Since PYUSD is built on the Stellar asset contract, it is natively compatible with Stellar smart contract protocols, making integration simple for builders and businesses. Again, this is incredible, especially when, we got to think about this logically, right? Like PayPal, we all know how big PayPal is. PayPal has been around forever. Now they're integrating stablecoins. I think that the launch of PYUSD was definitely a huge deal for everyone to really kind of realize, listen, things are changing. We're starting to see, the biggest players out there around, traditional payments flipping on chain. But now with integrations like this, it goes to show you how big these other networks are, like, for an example, Stellar. Listen, we already knew how big Stellar was. Just tracking tokenized value on Stellar this year was so crucial to see how far ahead Stellar was compared to other networks. But also, when we listen to these announcements, here we have the announcement that PayPal's PYUSD is now live on the Stellar org. announced by Larry Wade, PayPal, and Jose F. DePonte, which is Stellar Development Foundation at Meridian 2025. Check it out.
Breaking news, we are now officially live with PYUSD on Stellar. Extremely excited, great partnership with Jose and Stellar Foundation, and we cannot wait to deploy this chain and really help to revolutionize commerce.
And of course, this is definitely a big focus, right? Revolutionizing commerce, because when it comes to Stellar, when it comes to PayPal, this is, a perfect match. Stellar has always been focused on P2P. Now, with PayPal, which, PayPal definitely has a business account tied to it as well, but, they mainly were designed for P2P transactions. This is a full-on match made in heaven, if you will, because again, this is going to, allow these two to explore specific use cases. Stellar is a perfect network for any sort of payment use cases or, stablecoin use cases. So, the fact that PayPal stablecoin is now launching on Stellar, I do think that we're going to see some pretty significant growth from this. Now, on top of that, we also witnessed another big update from Circle. CCTP v2 is coming to Stellar org. Native cross-chain USDC transactions between Stellar and 15 blockchains, fast, capital-efficient cross-chain liquidity for apps secured by Circle, no additional trust assumptions. The best part about this is if we go back over here real quick, we do know that the largest stablecoin on Stellar currently is Circle's USDC. $206 million. This announcement, I really do think, is going to be a game changer for USDC on Stellar. If we're going over here, we have cross-chain transfer protocol. V2 is coming to Stellar. This will connect Stellar to the multi-chain USDC ecosystem through CCTP, boosting liquidity and giving developers programmable cross-chain transfers. I also think that this is going to lead to this 206 million growing significantly. I mean, it's already up in the last week, 6+%. Now, the benefits, here we have the benefits of this. So native interoperability, pretty straightforward, right? You're going to have that interoperability between all of the chains tied back to CCTP, like Ethereum, Solana, and Base. On top of that, programmability for developers. So anyone can build on top of CCTP v2. That means projects can embed cross-chain transfers directly into their dapps and seamlessly move liquidity between chains. So again, this is going to help those developers leverage the fast, cheap payments and robust off-ramping strengths of the Stellar network without the need to build separate integrations or liquidity strategies. Then, of course, one-to-one burning and minting across chains. CCTP v2 eliminates the need for wrapped assets and custodial bridges when moving USDC across supported chains. And of course, this is definitely very beneficial for streamlining processes around, just minting new assets or, burning those assets as well. So this is definitely going to be a big game changer. And then, of course, last but not least, CCTP v2 will connect the Stellar ecosystem to cross-chain USDC liquidity and to the wider portfolio of wallets, exchanges, and DeFi lending protocols that use USDC across all supported chains. This unified liquidity makes markets deeper and more efficient, allowing businesses and users to remove capital between chains without bottlenecks. This is particularly important for exchanges because DEXs can give better rates and centralized exchanges can stop holding separate liquidity pools. So, very excited about this. And, I just think that we are going to witness a lot of stablecoin adoption and growth around Stellar. This is going to be a market that really jumps into that $100 trillion area. I mean, we already know that there's $100 trillion out there moving globally. And right now, we're at 200 billion. We have a long way to go. But the biggest thing to focus on is names like PayPal adding their stablecoin to Stellar. And then, of course, Circle expanding their stablecoin on Stellar really starts to accelerate and increase the push on stablecoin value and adoption around Stellar. I think that we are going to see these stablecoin holders really growing. I think that we will see the market cap around stablecoins really growing as well. And as more and more tokenized value moves on chain, it demands more stablecoin growth and value. So I really do think that this really is going to be the beginning of a big shift in the Stellar ecosystem. And of course, this is just off of day one announcements around Meridian. I have so much more to go over, but This video is coming up on, almost 15 minutes or so. So we'll definitely have to save that for another one. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, Nick, thanks for watching. Peace out.